Hey everybody, Sherry here, and it is good to be back. My husband had his bladder surgery 2 weeks ago, and let me tell you, if you've ever been a caregiver, you know this look. It's tough. It is tough to be a caregiver, and while it's been easier this time around since our social network has expanded and we've had more help, it's still hard. And today I would like to actually talk to you about something that I have discovered during his journey. As might have mentioned in some previous blog posts, he actually got hit with an infection before the surgery, so he has actually been down for going on 2 months now. It's been exhausting. It's been quite a journey. It's been exhausting. We've both had to learn a lot of things. We never thought we'd have to learn PICC lines for IV antibiotics, flushing those lines, catheter bag stents, incisions. It seems like it's endless. But he is recovering. He is doing well. He is trying to get up and be more active. His first post-op appointment is this Wednesday, and actually I have a dental appointment to have some binding done on a back tooth with some issues this Wednesday too. So pray for us, y'all, because well, hopefully, I mean, his is just a post-op appointment to see how he's doing, but dental work is just never fun. My dentist likes Novocaine a lot. Probably my whole left side will be numb for a lot of the afternoon, but by the grace of God, we'll make it. And speaking of the grace of God, the reason that I am here today is not just to catch up with you, because I've been, gone from the videos myself. I've been posting videos for my book promotions for my books, but I haven't actually recorded a video in a little while because, as I said, I've been a caregiver, and that is tough, especially when you have a full-time job and a writing business that you're running. And of course, you've still got your home and your family and your friends and your church and everybody you're trying to keep in contact with, keep it going. I have been the queen of forgetfulness. And that's pretty normal. You find yourself putting the Cheerios in the fridge, or you put in the wrong pair of earrings and wear them all day long, or shoes don't match, things like that. Yeah, it happens. Being a caregiver is tough. And it's actually funny because we went to church today for the first time since late February. We have actually missed church. Between him getting sick and then having the surgery, it's been over a month since we've been to church. Missed Easter Sunday. We really hated that, but he tried, to his credit, and it just didn't work out. It was too painful for him with all those incisions. He was having pain, spasms, just it was too much. He has improved in the past week, but as with anything related to infections and surgeries and stuff like that, healing's a process, and it's a long process. And I think that I need to heal as much as he does, but in different ways. And I realized that during today's sermon, because, the first Sunday after Easter, actually the second Sunday of the Easter season, is usually on the verse about Jesus appearing to the 12 and then to Thomas and his doubt. And it was very interesting, and that really spoke to me today because the pastor said something that made me realize something about myself that I didn't even realize was happening in me that I was doing. He said, doubt is not sin. I pause because I want you to think about that for a minute. Doubt is not sin. And that was kind of a revelation to me. But really, it's not the first time I've heard it. It's just the first time I have heard that bluntly expressed in a way that really just pierced through my soul and actually made sense. I've heard people say, to doubt is to be human, and it's natural. It's just part of the human condition, imperfect people in an imperfect world. And, we try to improve our walk in faith. And even I've talked about in previous videos how my Lenten journey this year was to walk in faith better and deal with that doubt. But here's where it snuck up on me. It hit me after Lent was over. When he said that, I realized that a lot of the issues and struggles that I have had in being a caregiver with Rick over these past weeks has really leaned on doubt. And I would like to say that it's doubt in my abilities to do right by him, to properly take care of him. And maybe a little bit, yeah, you worry about, am I going to be able to learn how to flush this PICC line right? Am I going to be able to help him, move things around and reorganize the house where he can get to it, where he's not putting pressure on his incisions and it's just making it easier for him to navigate around and be able to do more for himself, especially when I have to go back to work and he's going to be here for long hours at a time by himself without any help. Just, being a caregiver comes with a sense of helplessness. And that sense of helplessness, I realize today, is rooted in doubt. And somebody once told me that all doubt is really doubting God to take care of you, no matter how you try to work around it and say you doubt yourself or you doubt circumstances, you doubt the world. No, if you doubt God. You doubt that He's going to do what you need for Him to do. And I think in a lot of situations, it's also what you want for Him to do. But here's the thing, is separating the want from the need. I would like for Rick to be miraculously healed. Well, of course, that's not going to happen. That's a process. And while his healing has been very good and a miracle in itself, the human body's capacity to heal is miraculous. It really is. But you have to admit, sometimes you just wonder, is this going to have the outcome that I want? And you feel helpless because you're out of control. And this is where anxiety is rooted, is trying to control things that you can't control. And as a caregiver, you can't really control anything. You can be there, you can help. You can try to make life easier and assist them with what they need to do. But I finally realized after today's sermon that this thing I've been going through for the past few weeks, where it's so hard for me to get out of bed in the mornings and I just lay there and I just can't seem to move and I can't seem to find the motivation to get up. I tried to call it a motivation problem. I'm just trying to motivate myself because I know that this is the path to better days ahead. This is the path to His healing, to greater blessings. All things pass. And I know nothing lasts forever. This is a temporary season, and I know this. And when I get up and I get going, I live it. And I live in that hope. But for those first few moments when I wake up, there's just that sense there that nothing that I do is going to matter. Nothing that I do is going to change things. It's not going to make a difference. And you wonder if it's all just pointless. Now, of course, that's ridiculous. And it passes. I get up and it passes and I get on about my day and I get back. But I have this little wrestling match every morning where I have to fight that. And I've been calling it a motivation problem, but I realized at today's sermon, it's not a motivation problem, it's a doubt problem. I am, after 50 years on planet Earth, I know that nothing's permanent. Things will happen. I see him healing. He is getting better. And I see that my efforts to help him and everybody else's efforts to help us, they've been fruitful. And I am grateful for that. And I am trying to stay in a state of gratitude. But it's just, I guess that moment when you wake up is just that weak moment where truth just hits you. And it's still there, despite my Lenten journey, it's still there. The doubt is still there. And you wonder if things are going to change for the better. Well, yeah. You have to keep working towards it. And the timeline might not be your timeline. But as I get going through my day and I see His progress each day and my own progress each day, because up here is where I need to heal. And here, it's discouraging to see somebody that you love struggling. And if you've been a caregiver, it's very discouraging and it's a very helpless thing. So, of course, there's that chink in the armor for the doubt to creep in, and it's going to get you. And I think I've done well enough just, once I put my feet on the ground walking in faith, but it's just getting up and getting my feet on the ground. Now, what do I need to do? What's the cure for this? I guess just keep praying, realize that truth, and maybe, before, when I've had problems with getting up in the mornings that I thought were motivation problems, the real secret is to do the Mel Robbins trick with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, where you just, as soon as your clock goes off, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get up. So starting tomorrow morning, that's going to be my strategy. I'm going to do the countdown. The Artemis 2 mission has inspired us all. That was magnificent to see. And I'm going to steal their countdown and use it to propel myself into the day, hopefully with a better attitude. I did want to talk to you about this in this video, though, because it's a problem we all have. Doubt is part of the human condition. Of course it is. And I just want you to know that if you're feeling that, no matter what your situation, if you're just really wanting things to improve, wanting things to change, and you're not seeing it happen, you're not seeing things happen, or it's just not happening the way the way that you're comfortable with, or you're just not seeing that progress, don't give up, because an awful lot happens in the unseen. And you have to be patient, and just, if you keep doing good, you will reap in due time. You just have to trust in the walk in faith, and you have to trust the process. And it might or might not work out the way that you want, but it will always work out the way that you need. So just believe in that. Now, in closing, guess what's coming May 5th? Exile, Book 1 of the Dark Mirror trilogy. It kicks off soon, in just a few weeks. You can pre-order now at a discount. I'm going to have a discount running through the first week after it releases. Can't get it out on Amazon Audible yet. It has to be live for me to format it, since I'm using the Audible beta testing with the AI generated voices. But I will be on that first thing May 5th that morning before I even go to work. I will get that formatted. I have got it ready to go. I will get it out there just as soon as possible. Every other format, it's on sale. If you've been watching my social media, you've seen the character profiles of the 5 main characters. You've got Addison, Emery, Jemina, Landon, and Kylan. So those are our 5 protagonists. You met them last week on social media. If you haven't seen it, go check Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. The profiles are out there. And this week, I'm going to start doing something I have never done before. I'm going to show you scenes from the book. Some videos, some pictures. I've been playing around a lot. It helps me feel better. Just enjoy it. It's kind of fun to do. I really discovered something here. You guys like videos, and you know what? It's kind of fun. I see why. So stay tuned. Those are coming, and I'll get those character profiles back out and just mix it up in the pre-publication phase, but the excitement's building, and I will actually be starting on another go-through of Book 2 Variants this week, because I am aiming to release that book in October. So I'm not going to leave you waiting long. Variants comes out in October, and then Transcendence, Book 3, and the full Dark Mirror trilogy comes out March 2027. So I'm not leaving you hanging long. It's coming. So excited about this and excited in this journey for y'all. So thank you once again for your help, support, and prayers during this time. We've been dealing with some health issues. We're getting there, though. We're on our way to good days. And when that doubt sneaks in, I'm just going to punch it right back out. Devil, we ain't got time for that. And in the power of Christ's resurrection, which we are celebrating this Easter season, you done here. Done in your life, too. You claim it, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.